Hello, so today I'll be showing you and explaining to you why I use two different primers every time I do my makeup. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I think most people don't even use primers, or they only use moisturizers, and I myself, for like the longest time, I couldn't really find a primer that was doing anything for me. All I really wanted from a primer was for it to be pore minimizing, which I never found one that was really good until, well, some while back, and this is one of the ones that I'll be using today. But I just wanted to address this and basically let you know that I actually do use primers now. I used to not. I used to be just like many other people who never used primers, and now I use two, and I can actually see each one of them working, and that's the only reason I actually use two separate ones. So let me just get right into it and show you which ones I'm using. So this is a water-based primer from a company called Lunar, and they just call it a makeup primer. It says it's free from cruelty, parabens, mineral oil, fragrance, and alcohol. I got this off of Amazon, and I tried to like search Google for Lunar cosmetics or Lunar makeup, and I can't find anything. So I think this must be a small brand that maybe just sells on Amazon. And so it says here, use, apply to your clean face prior to makeup application, warning, keep out of eyes, and ingredients. I don't really understand any of these things. It is made in England, so this might be quite difficult to get maybe in the US. It makes your face dewy, basically, without applying anything. So it kind of makes your skin very sticky. And it is very liquidy and watery. It comes with one of these kind of applicators. Here's what it applies like. It is very, very watery. And you can't really see, I think you probably can't see, and you can barely see even when you're applying it. It has just the tiniest little like specks of dust, what I think it is, but I mean, you can't see anything, you can't see any difference when you actually apply it on your face. So this is actually the first primer that I would usually go in with, and like I said, the reason I use it is because it leaves my skin very sticky and dewy. Not very sticky, but like nice sticky. And so then the foundation like really grabs onto it. The second one is, I bought this one just recently, but I was using one before. I can actually link that video. It's the Revlon one I was using, and this is by L'Oreal. So both of these are drugstore, but this is the one I used to be using. This is the one that I found, the kind of primer that I found that actually fills in my pores, but this one is a little bit thicker than this one, so I actually prefer this one, because this one, the thicker one, kind of sometimes can kind of flake on me. It kind of, after a while, it actually leaves like specks and flakes of the primer on my face. So it's not like a big drawback, it's not awful, but it does fill in the pores. The primers that I don't like are actually the really dimethicone ones. They don't do anything for me, but that's just my preference. So this one is again a pink one, so this is another thing I like. So this is what this one looks like. It's just pinky, and it kind of, I don't know what kind of consistency it has. It's just pinky and a little bit gluey, and that's, I think, what actually fills in the pores. The fact that it's like, it has some consistency to it rather than the dimethicone ones. They just don't seem to do anything for me. And since it has like a pink kind of hue, it helps to even blur the face further. So this is the combination I use. I would use the Lunar one first, and then I would use this one second. So let me just give you a quick comparison side by side. I'm going to apply both of these primers on this side of my face, and nothing, just like moisturizer that I still have from like an hour ago, on this face, and then just apply foundation in this area and show you the difference. So this side of the face is already applied. This is completely bare with some moisturizer. The only two things to point out about these type of primers, and I'm not even saying that you need to buy these ones, like all I'm saying is that I'm using a water-based one that leaves your skin sticky, and then I'm using this kind of pinky gluey one that is able to fill in my pores. So with the first one, with the watery one, I find that you need to really really work it into your skin, because the water will, like, it doesn't absorb very well into your skin, so you really have to work it in until you're happy enough with the level of stickiness or dewiness of your face. And then this one, I find, since it is pore refining primer, as they call it, you really have to focus, and I don't go all over my face. I really only focus it on my big pore areas, and I actually like press it in, and I try to go in all different kinds of directions, not really pulling my skin too harsh, but really just making sure that I work it into the pores so that it can do its job. So right now I'm very uncomfortably zoomed in, as you can see, but this is just briefly to show you the difference between this. So this is the side that I applied the primer on, and as you can see, and hopefully you can see because this monitor isn't perfect, but it is very, very blurred out, and there really are no pores where I usually have really large ones. Then when you compare this side, I hope you can see the pores that are still visible here, especially in this area. And if you can see especially with my stubble, this foundation is really bad with the L'Oreal True Match. It's really bad with streakiness. And hopefully you can see, especially at the edges where the foundation wasn't really like grabbing anymore because there wasn't enough. I would need to go over again and kind of add more, but even then it's not really perfect. So especially here you can kind of see that the foundation doesn't really blur out the way it does just so seamlessly on this side. So this is me zoomed out, and I'm just gonna end this video here. I hope you can really see the difference in how this foundation, the same amount, the same technique, the same beauty blender, 10 seconds apart, how this was just a different experience. And I didn't necessarily find that the longevity of the foundation was also improved with this side, the different times that I've done this before. But I mean, the look of it is definitely, the application, because I don't need to worry about actually blurring in everything really like meticulously, because all it takes is just a few dabs with a wet beauty blender, and it just flawlessly kind of blends and fuses into my skin. Whereas this side, it has a lot of streakiness, especially about like 4 days into my stubble. It's just starting to really not wanting to blend, and I find this combination, I mean, especially the water-based primer has been able to prevent that, and this primer just blurs everything and fills my pores. So yeah, I think this is it. This is basically the reason why I use 2 different primers. I went from using none, just moisturizer, to using 2 different ones every single time I do my makeup. But I hope this was a useful video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. As always, subscription to my channel is optional, but if you do decide to subscribe, I hope you enjoy your stay. I will see you in my next video. Bye!